So, so I reach Delhi Airport, Delhi International Airport, and I talk for compensation because so I talk for the compensation because my flight Delhi to Varanasi is now I missed that flight. Huh? That flight was 8 o'clock in the morning, and then yesterday night I booked another flight which was cost me 200 euro. So when I arrived here, so first thing which you should know that this information because my next flight is 8 o'clock in the morning. At the present it's 12 o'clock after night, so 8 hour I have to spend. So when I left my um, uh, flight, so I was in transit area before immigration. So there were so many chairs, so I stayed there. I thought that I will take rest here. Then after 4 or 5 hours, I will go through immigration. They will take my passport. They will put the seal that I now I'm in India. So I was thinking that, and I stayed there half an hour. Then I started to talk with some people there who was sitting there. They were the workers who are there, means officers and these all the people who are working for the airlines. So they were in that area. So they are waiting to another airline. So with one of them I was talking, and I asked him for the coffee. Then he was saying that yeah, you can take at the corner there is a coffee and you can take it from there. You can purchase. Then he asked me from where I'm coming. I told I'm coming from the married, but there was a delay of the flight. That's why I was unable to enter in my connecting flight, and then I had to stay in the it's in Moscow. I had to stay for 12 hours. Yeah. So now since my next flight is 8 o'clock morning, so and here in this area there is enough space, so I am thinking to take rest here, so that's why I am here. So he told me no, you go to that officer who is sitting there, just talk with him whether you are means, it is suitable to stay here or not, because this is a transit area, and in this area normally not transit, the arrival area, no. So in this area normally there is transit area also, because there was another connecting flights which are going to another. So he asked me to talk with the officer first, because as he heard that till every passenger of a flight did not pass the immigration, they will not close the flight means program, the flight plan of that day. So it's all paperwork. They don't close it. So So he said me to check whether it is suitable or not, because uh, this because if you don't pass the immigration means there is one passenger is missing. So okay, then I went to ask the officer whether it is suitable to stay here or not. Then he said no, you have to cross the immigration, because till you didn't cross the immigration office will not send the information that all the passengers which came from that flight, uh, they have passed the borderline and now they are in India, and by that way they will the flight will they will close the paperwork. So this was I surprised that this is also an issue. So don't get confused. So if you are reaching an arrival area, so if you have the next flight after few hours, so don't wait in the arrival area. Just cross the immigration line and then enter in the waiting room, and there you have to wait. Not means you have to cross the immigration. Otherwise, the flight programs it won't be closed. Even I talked with when I reached the on the desk of the immigration officer. I was asking this question. Okay, I was confused, and he asked me from where I'm coming, and then said to him okay, I'm coming from Madrid. Then he was. Then I asked him about this confusion. Then he said, "Yeah, whenever you arrive any place, you have to cross before. You don't do the waiting in the arrival area. You cross the border line, that is custom or border line, immigration line, and then you will find the waiting area, and there you have to wait. Otherwise, till you don't cross the border line, means you are still in abroad. So the the airline will not close till. He was saying this is the automatic system. It is connected. The airline people can see. Yes, they can get the data that who had crossed the bar this immigration or who had not crossed. So until everyone is not crossed this border line, then till that time they are unable to close the flight plan. So this was the big confusion there, which moreover I learned one thing. So if you have these problems, just you also never try to stay in the arrival area before crossing the border line. You have to cross the border line, then you stay. Like here, you see there is enough space. Only in this thing, there is a number of people are walking here, and that area before borderline, there was only officers of the airlines or 2 or 3 people are they are just sleeping there because they are they were in the transit passenger, means they have to not to cross the border line. So fantastic we have done fantastic. And I talked with the airline, and airline told me for me a missing flight. They they said me that it is very difficult. Moreover, they provided me a delay certificate. They told me that you show this certificate to your flight, domestic flight desk. My domestic flight is from Indigo, so they said me you go to T1 and there you show your domestic flight, and you saw on the this certificate to delay certificate to domestic flight on the desk of the domestic flight. They may normally they consider, let's see in your case what they do, they decide, but normally they consider because this is not your fault, this is fault of the airline. um, So let's see whether when I still have enough time, I have to go T1, then I have to search Indigo counter and I have to show this delay later to them. Let's see whether they accept or not. There was one guy. He was asking me. He asked me whether from where you came. I told him that I came from European Union, is married. Then he was saying there's a law, passenger flight delay law. So use that law. In European Union they have this law, and using that law you will can get 600 euro. Till 600 euro you can complain. So he showed me on the internet, and I asked him whether you have applied this approach. He said yeah, he applied many times and he received money for compensated for his ticket. So let's see. I'm going to apply. Let's see what will happen. So I'm going to work on different approaches. Let's see what will happen. Okay. So what's going on? I will tell you one as I go forward. So now I have to wait how many hours? It's 1 o'clock, so I have to wait nearly 3-4 hours more. Then I will go to. I have to wait. I have to cancel shuttle and go to T1 terminal. Okay. Let's see. Let's see what will happen.